Welcome back. We will now continue with row 7. We begin the row as usual with 3 chain stitches for the base and 2 more chain stitches for the height. 1 double crochet into the 3rd chain stitch, 1 each into the following 2, and 1 more into the first stitch of this group. Chain 4, and then we work 3 double crochets into the middle stitch of this chain. That is where we start our next heart. So this will be the bottom tip of the heart with the 3 double crochets, just like we did down here. Chain 4, into the last of this group, 1 double crochet, and then 3 double crochets around the following chain, so that we then again have 4 double crochets. Now we're at the middle of the previous heart. We chain 5, and around that chain we work 1 single crochet and then chain 5 more stitches. After that, we crochet 3 double crochets around the following chain, and 1 more double crochet into the first stitch of this group. Then chain 4, and now into the 3rd chain stitch of this chain, so the middle one, we again work 3 double crochets as the tip of our next heart. Chain 4, and into the last stitch of the group we work 1 double crochet. And now we again reach the middle of our design. I move my stitch marker up and then work the middle as usual with 3 double crochets around the chain, five chain stitches, and another 3 double crochets around this middle chain. Then the 4th double crochet goes into the first stitch of the following group. Next, we chain 4, and now we start building up our next heart. So work 3 double crochets here into the 3rd of these 5 chain stitches, after that, we again chain 4, work 1 double crochet into the last of this group of 4, and then 3 more double crochets around the following chain. We reached our next heart from the previous row. Chain 5, 1 single crochet around the chain in the middle of the heart, and another 5 chain stitches. Then 3 double crochets around the following chain, and a 4th one into the first stitch of this group here. Chain 4, And then we again start a new heart with 3 double crochets into the third chain stitch of this chain. Four, and 3 double crochets. Then chain 4 stitches, the first double crochet into the last stitch of this group, and then, as always, we add 3 double crochets at the end. The chain stitch, 1, chain stitch, 2, chain stitch, 3. Next is row number 8. Chain 3 for the base, 2 for the height, and 1 double crochet into the third chain stitch, and 1 double crochet each into the following 2. The fourth double crochet we work into the first stitch of this group. Then chain 4. After all, we're building a new heart. And now we work 3 double crochets into the first stitch. You already know that from the first row of hearts. Then 1 double crochet into the middle one, and 3 more into the last of the 3, so that we then have 7 double crochets in a row. Chain 4, 1 double crochet into the last stitch of this group, and 3 double crochets around the following chain. Then chain 2, and we work another 3 double crochets around the following chain, and 1 more into the first stitch of the group. You can see now how we slowly build kind of a frame around the heart. And here, left and right, we already start the next ones. Alright, we chain 4, then work 3 double crochets into the first double crochet, one into the second in the middle, and another 3 into the third. Two, 3. Chain another 4 stitches, 1 double crochet into the last stitch of the following group, and 3 double crochets around the chain because we are now in the middle again. That means 3 double crochets, 5 chain stitches, and another 3 double crochets, all around this one chain. Then again 1 double crochet into the first stitch of the following group, chain 4, and then here we have the start of our second heart. So for that we work 3 double crochets into the first stitch, one into the second, and 3 more into the third. Then we again chain 4. 1 double crochet into the last stitch of the following group, and 3 double crochets around the following chain, so that we then have 4. Here we are again at our very first heart, and to close the frame around that, we now chain 2. Then work 3 double crochets around the following chain, and 1 double crochet into the first stitch of this group of 4. Then chain 4, and for the heart we work 3 double crochets into the first stitch of the 3, one into the second, and another 3 into the last. Chain 4, and 1 double crochet into the last stitch of the group. Then we add our usual 3 double crochets. If you already know the pattern by now, you can already continue. There's also a written pattern. As soon as that is ready, I will put it in the description box below. Other than that, there's also the Woolly Hugs Facebook group where I'd like to invite you to have a look around. You'll find a lot of members that love to try new things, exchange ideas and designs, and chat about their experiences. I already continued with the next row, because every row starts the same. So this is row 9. After that, we chain 4. And then into the first double crochet. You can already use the previous hearts as reference. So into the first, we work 2 double crochets. One double crochet into the second, 2 into the third, next is a half double crochet. Then into the 5th stitch, we again work 2 double crochets, one into the 6th, and 2 more into the 7th. Next, we again chain 4. 1 double crochet into the last stitch of the group, and then around the following chain of 2, we work 2 double crochets. And then 1 last double crochet into the first stitch of the following group. And now you can see that our heart is fully framed. Also, you can see how the following hearts around the first one slowly form. And that is basically how you continue the whole shawl. But I will show you a little more of this video and how to continue, because you might have some trouble finding your way into the pattern and its rhythm. It might be good to get the written pattern so you can see everything that there is to it. Alright, Now we again chain 4 because we reached our next heart. And for the heart, we work 2 double crochets into the first stitch, 1 into the second, 2 into the third, then 1 half double crochet into the middle one, 2 double crochets into the fifth, one into the sixth, and another 2 into the seventh. After that, we again chain 4 stitches. 1 double crochet into the last stitch of this group of 4, and then we are at the middle again. So we work 3 double crochets, 5 chain stitches, and another 3 double crochets, all around the middle chain. And again, you can see how the frame around the first heart is now fully closed. We continue on the other side with 4 chain stitches. Then for the heart, we work 2 double crochets into the first stitch, one into the second, 2 into the third, then 1 half double crochet into the middle one, 2 double crochets into the fifth, one into the sixth, and another 2 into the seventh. After that, we again chain 4 stitches. Then 1 double crochet into the last stitch of this group, and around the 2 chain stitches right above the heart, we crochet 2 double crochets. And then 1 last double crochet into the first stitch of the following group. And now we also framed our second heart. Chain 4, and now we're at the next heart. So we do 2 double crochets, one double crochet, 2 double crochets, one half double crochet, 2 double crochets, one, and another 2. Next, we chain 4. Then 1 double crochet into the last double crochet, and at the end we add our usual 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. With that, our 9th row is finished, and we can continue with row 10. We start again with 3 chain stitches as a base and 2 for the height. One double crochet into the 3rd chain stitch, 1 double crochet each into the following 2 stitches, and 1 more double crochet into the 1st stitch of the following group. We reached the width of the heart, so now it is again time to decrease our stitches, and that's why here at the edge we start a new frame. We chain 5, work 1 double crochet into the last stitch of this group, and 3 double crochets around the following chain. Then we chain 4, and next we again cast off 5 double crochets together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and cast off and chain 1. Then 4 more chain stitches, skip the half double crochet, and into the following 5 stitches I work 5 double crochets, which I then cast off together. Chain 1 and chain another 4. Then around the chain right after the heart we work 3 double crochets. Three, and a 4th into the 1st stitch of the following group. Chain 5, 1 double crochet into the last stitch of the group, and 3 double crochets around the following chain. And we're at the next heart, so we chain 4, and then work 5 double crochets that we then cast off together. Chain 1, chain another 4, then skip the half double crochet and work another 5 double crochets and cast them off together. Chain 1. Now the heart is finished, and chain 4 more stitches. 3 double crochets around the chain right after the heart, and the 4th double crochet into the 1st stitch of the following group. Chain 5, 1 double crochet into the last stitch of the group, and now we are in the middle again. As always, we work 3 double crochets around the chain, then chain 5, and after that work 3 more double crochets around the same chain. Then 1 more double crochet into the first of the following group, chain another 5, 1 double crochet into the last stitch of the group, 3 double crochets around the chain. Now we already have 3 hearts on each side. On the left side we still have to finish them, but you can see that you can work this pattern quite fast. Chain 4, cast off 5 double crochets together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cast off, and chain 1. Oh, and I wanted to show you how I unwind this bobble. I use the yarn dispenser from Knit Pro. Usually you'd have this needle here that you'd attach to the rotating base and which would hold the yarn in place. But for my bobble, I just unscrewed that and put the bobble directly onto the base. And like that, the yarn unwinds nice and easy and you can concentrate on your crocheting. So, chain 4, skip the half double crochet and then work 5 double crochets and cast them off together. Chain stitch, chain another 4, 3 double crochets around the chain right after the heart, one double crochet into the first stitch of the group, chain 5, 1 double crochet into the last stitch of the group, 3 double crochets around the chain, and then we're already at the second heart. So we again chain 4, then 5 double crochets casted off together, chain 1, chain another 4, skip the half double crochet, 5 double crochets casted off together, and close with a chain stitch. Then chain 4 more, 3 double crochets around the chain right after the heart, one double crochet into the first stitch of the following group, chain 5, 1 double crochet into the last stitch of that group, and after that we add our usual 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. That was row number 10. Next we can start row 11. We start as always with the 3 double crochets that we work into the chain. And the 4th double crochet that we work into the first stitch of the following group. Chain 4, and now here with this chain we start another heart. For that we insert directly into the 3rd chain stitch of that chain and work 3 double crochets for the bottom tip of the heart. This 11th row you're gonna crochet exactly like the 3rd or the 7th row. Chain 4, a double crochet into the last stitch of the group, three more double crochets around the following chain, then we reach the heart, so we chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches, and around the chain above the heart we work 1 single crochet, then chain 5 more, 3 double crochets around the chain following the heart, and 1 more double crochet into the first stitch of the group. Next is another chain where a heart starts. So we chain 4, and into the 3rd of these 5 chain stitches we work 3 double crochets. Chain 4, then again 1 double crochet into the last stitch of the group, and 3 around the following chain. After that, we again reach one of the already finished hearts, so we chain 5, and around the chain above the heart we work 1 single crochet and then chain another 5 stitches. Then 3 double crochets around the chain following the heart, double crochet number 4 into the first stitch of the group, then we start a new heart. For that, chain 4, 3 double crochets into the middle stitch of the chain, that's the 3rd one, and now we have 3 new hearts that we started in this row. Previously we had 2. Here we had 1 heart, after that 2 hearts, and now 3. Here is 1, here and here. And with this system you continue working this 11th row. You work that row just like the 7th and the 3rd. And like that you can just keep repeating these last 8 rows. Every 8 rows form one pattern repeat. Alright, then we again chain 4 stitches, 1 double crochet into the last stitch of the group, 3 double crochets around the chain, chain 5, 3 double crochets around the chain, and 1 more double crochet into the first stitch of the following group. There's also a written pattern for this design. I put a link in the description box below. In the written pattern, you can also find a beautiful lace that you can work along the edge of your shawl. But you can also end the shawl with a finished frame around the hearts, just like in row 9. In row 9, we close the frame with this group here. So that is also a possibility for you to end your shawl. Alternatively, you can work the lace along the edge. If you'd like to do the lace, you can continue with part 3 of this tutorial, where I will show you how to do that. See you there!